The Rothschild family is so rich that they could buy and sell our president without even noticing the transaction in their bank account. Whether or not you want to believe in the conspiracy theories about them being part of the Illuminati, the truth is that they own a lot of crazy stuff and are likely more powerful than we can even imagine. No one knows exactly how much they possess, but it's estimated to be hundreds of trillions of dollars. In order to help you understand the amount of wealth they possess, here are just a few of the unbelievable things owned by the Rothschilds.
Hey guys, this is your host, American Eye. But before we get started, we'd like to give a quick shout out over here to Eileen for leaving us this comment. We appreciate your insight and leave us some more comments on this video.
Number 10. The Lycurgus Cup. This photo we see here shows a Lycurgus cup which was created in the 4th century AD by the Romans. What's strange about the cup isn't just the depiction of the mythical king Lycurgus being wrapped in vines, but the mysterious glass that was used to create it. Depending on which way the light is hitting it, it changes colors. This seems to be a luxurious Roman object that was recovered from a sarcophagus and was eventually acquired by the Rothschild family. It was eventually sold to the British Museum for £20,000 in 1958. It's believed that fine particles of gold and silver were added to the glass that would ultimately help it from changing colors. It's believed that fine particles of gold and silver were added to the glass that would ultimately help it change colors. What's even more fascinating about this cup is that it appears to be the first example of nanotechnology, and these metallic particles are spread only 70 nanometers across. They can't be seen without an optical microscope. This is an unbelievable feat by the Roman artisans, and the appearance of the cup is truly magnificent. You also have to wonder what the Rothschild family, with a notorious reputation for being associated with the Illuminati, did with it while it was under their possession. Number 9. Chateau Monceau. The Rothschilds don't seem like the type of people to go on MTV Cribs, but we're going to be showing you anyway some of their properties. The Chateau Monceau is situated north of Paris in the Ile de France region. In 1911, Jeanne de Rothschild constructed the chateau here, which took roughly 3 years to build. It's just one of the many palaces that the family owns, and we'll get to more of their properties later on. It's surrounded by the beautiful Chantilly forest, and it's now a 4-star hotel not too far away from the Charles de Gaulle airport. It's also the largest chateau hotel in France. Built in Norman architecture, it consists of 120 luxury hotel rooms, an elegant gourmet restaurant, saunas, steam rooms, and other amenities. One of the interesting rooms here that you might want to stay at on the website is known as the Egyptian Prestige Room, complete with Egyptian decorations, pharaoh statues, and various sphinxes. It costs roughly €335 to stay here for a night. Number 8. Plasticky. The objective of Plasticky was fairly simple: show how recyclable materials can be turned into useful building components for everyday items. The ship was built entirely from recyclable plastics in 2009, specifically 2-liter bottles, and was set to sail across the Pacific. David de Rothschild, relative of the notorious Rothschild family, was the main force behind the project, making some wonder if there was a sinister motive behind it. The entire boat ended up weighing 11 tons, used an organic glue to keep it together, and ways to harvest food on board were created. In March of 2010, it set sail from San Francisco and arrived in Sydney Harbor just a few months later. David was given all kinds of awards for his efforts for making everyone aware of climate change and things we can do to prevent it. With his ties to the New World Order, though, you have to wonder if it was a way to push an agenda like global warming, which might lead to more taxes from the UN or global government. Number 7. Mining operations. Although they won't associate their name with the mining companies exactly, many of the world's largest diamond and gold mines are financed by this banking family, such as De Beers and Rio Tinto. They have massive stakes of land in Canada, areas much larger than some countries which contain unstaked materials such as minerals and lumber resources. Some of these companies are known to own the world's largest uranium deposits and even a waterfall twice as powerful as Niagara Falls. The Diavik diamond mine is found north of the Arctic Circle and is definitely cold. This photo here shows the subarctic landscapes that surround the diamond mine. Just recently, in 2015, this diamond was produced that was known as the Diavik Foxfire 187.7. This makes it one of the largest rough gem quality diamonds ever produced. Other mines that they could have a stake in include resources such as copper, uranium, silver, zinc, and lead. The more research you do, the more you'll notice some connection with the Rothschilds and the largest mines on the globe. Number 6. The Faberge Egg. Faberge eggs were formerly made for Russian royalty and were often decorated with gold, diamonds, and various materials that were worth a lot of money. This egg we see here was not made for the Russian imperial family in 1902, but presented to Beatrice Ephrasie de Rothschild in 1902. She was an art collector who was from France, and her connection with Russia began when she married a Russian banker in 1883. It was one of the most expensive eggs that Faberge had ever created and belonged to the family up until 2007 when it was sold at auction at £8.9 million by Christie's auction house. Eventually, it was presented to President Vladimir Putin to the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the museum. Number 5. Animal collections. The British aristocrat Lionel Walter Rothschild was born in 1868 and was son of Emma Louise von Rothschild and Nathan Rothschild. He was extremely fascinated with zoology. He traveled extensively throughout Europe and Northern Africa, but also hired a group of explorers, professional collectors, and students to help him gather an extensive collection of animal species. When you got all the money in the world, you can gather yourself a pretty cool private zoo and even have a zebra carriage like we see in this photo. He managed to tame some zebras and would even ride his carriage to Buckingham Palace. At the peak of his collection, he owned 300,000 bird skins, 200,000 bird eggs, 2.25 million butterflies, 30,000 beetles, and thousands of different species of mammals, reptiles, and fish. It became the world's largest zoological collection ever amassed. Number 4. Villa Ephrasie de Rothschild. Also known as the Villa Ile de France, this beautiful seaside mansion is located at Saint-Jean-Cap-Ferrat along the French Riviera between Monaco and Nice. It was originally designed by the French architect Aaron Messiah between 1905 to 1912 by Baroness Beatrice, previously mentioned. After the divorce from her husband and the passing of her father, she inherited a small fortune and was able to construct this enchanting home. It's filled with antique furniture, old master paintings, sculptures, and rare porcelain objects, and as you can probably tell, it's pink. It's surrounded by 9 different gardens, each of which has a different theme to it. One of the gardens is a replica of the Temple of Love, which is located at the Palace of Versailles. The interior is just as magnificent as the exterior, and artists are allowed to stop by and gather inspiration for their next masterpiece. Number 3. Waddesdon Manor. If you think Buckingham Palace is fancy, you haven't seen the Waddesdon Manor, located in Buckinghamshire, England. This French chateau-style palace was built between 1874 and 1889 by Baron Ferdinand de Rothschild just as a measly weekend getaway. Although it was eventually bequeathed to the National Trust, it's now managed by the Rothschild Foundation. It had over 467,000 visitors in 2017. In 1890, Queen Victoria arranged a visit, and even she said she was impressed with the whole setup, and who wouldn't be? Could the Rothschilds be stashing their private gold here at this location, or somewhere else a little bit more private? Number 2. The Rothschild Collection. Collecting fine art, animals, and fancy eggs wasn't the only thing this family was collecting. An Australian branch of the N.M. Rothschild and Sons Bank started purchasing large amounts of gold in 1993. The bullion is made by pouring pure molten gold in the molds, and then the surface is engraved with their name on it. It became what's known as the Rothschild Collection, which consisted of 74,000 ounces of pure gold. It's believed that this family owned so much gold that they're actually able to change the price of it about 10 times per week, twice every business day. The price of gold is organized by the London Gold Fixing Market, and you can check the price of gold on the website to see what the price is.
But first, we got a quick question for you guys. In 2015, Nikki Hilton married a member of the Rothschild family. Does that automatically make her a member of the Illuminati? Let us know in the comments section, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video.
And number 1, you? Each time a person is born in the US, the parents are legally obligated to inform the government of the child with a birth certificate. A recent conspiracy theory claims that this certificate given at birth is actually a stock for a corporation, or the US government, to trade throughout the world for various reasons. Without the government making you fully aware of what's going on, by creating the birth certificate, you are legally handing over your child as an asset to them. What seems to trip some people out about this theory is that the company known as the American Banknote Company, who prints these certificates, are also the ones who print the mini stocks and bond certificates. Many conspiracy theorists also claim that we the people are used as collateral to the national debt, which is about $18 trillion. Take a wild guess who lent that money? Since we don't actually have the paper to back up the money, it's now backed up with humans. That could essentially mean that the Rothschilds own you.
So what'd you guys think of that video? Be sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. And remember to check out more of our conspiracy videos. We got a whole bunch of them. We'll see you there.